Are you okay with the fact that if you lose the national championship game, quite a few folks are going to be real happy?
Certainly, our opponents, the Bulldogs, the Seminoles, the Tennessee, maybe some of those fans don't want to see the Gators do well, which is understandable. I can't say that I root for those teams all the time either, and neither do the Gator fans. But I think you'd be surprised, Roy, that a lot of people admire and respect what our team has done this year.
What's the greatest lie? What's the greatest myth about Steve Superior? That's what they, Sports Illustrated calls it Steve Superior. And even in that, there's a kind of a critique right there. What's that you're a control freak?
No, I'm not a control freak, Roy. I don't want control. I don't ever want to be athletic director or anything. I just want to be a ball coach. That's all I try to do.
You're offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, and you're running the defense, and they call you a control freak for that.
No, I don't run the defense, Roy. I sit in and ask them what they're doing occasionally, but I don't run the defense.
Let's take another one. Let's take that you're egotistical, that you're arrogant, that you're vain. Mm-hmm. Is that a lie? Are those lies?
Roy, let me ask you this. If the critics and the enemies of the Gators, and I guess maybe I got one or two enemies out there, not as many as you think, though. If I was the person that they try to portray me as being, how could we have the success here? How could our players talk so well about me?
Because you're a hell of a football coach.
No.
There's a lot of bad guys who are great coaches.
Yeah,
and I don't say that you're a bad guy. I say you're a great coach. But you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but let me tell you one thing. As any coach would tell you, players want to win for themselves first and their teammates, but they got to want to win for their coach. They got to really admire and like their coach. And we have that here.
Here's another one. Spurrier is paranoid in the media. He's paranoid of the critics. He's paranoid of what they're saying behind his back.
Well, again, that's just another word. Ego, paranoid, cocky, arrogant. Very, very seldom do you ever see a guy say, Spurrier said this, or Spurrier did that. They just say, well, he is this or that and the other. They don't have any incidences that are truthful to talk about.
Let's talk about another criticism. Spurrier loves to play. He loves to run up the score. He loves to rub salt in those wounds.
Roy, I have never run up the score on anybody, because let me give you my definition of running up the score. To me, running up the score is when the team calls timeout in the last minute of the game, maybe throws a few passes in the end zone to try to score extra. Or maybe a guy puts his first team back in when he's way ahead in the last minute or two of the game, try to score more touchdowns. We've never done that. Now, do we put our backup players in and give them a chance to score? Yes.
Do you think that at times you say stuff, whether you intended it or not, and it speaks of vanity, and it speaks of a lack of humility?
Well, sometimes I dig at guys a little bit.
FSU, Free Shoes University, that's a low blow.
What's wrong with that? Gee, Free Shoe U, they just got all the Nike shoes, at the store from the agents, and that was all going around. I didn't make it up. A local sports writer, and I'm at a Gator club, and they want to hear something funny, so I say, hey, we're going to play Free Shoe U.
All right, I'm going to ask it to you directly. Do you think you're going to win the national championship?
I don't know that we're going to do it. I think that we can match up with Nebraska. And I'll tell you what I told our team. I think we've got a chance to beat Nebraska.
And if you win the national title, will you take a pro job immediately? I hear rumors. Tampa Bay. I hear Mr. Glazer's offered you every year. The last 3 years, you've turned it down every time. I hear the Dolphins. I hear Wayne Heising is a big fan of yours. Will you take a pro job?
Roy, I've never had an offer that I couldn't refuse. I never had an offer.
Never had one?
No, I've never had a serious offer. Every now and then a team calls and say, are you interested in come talking about it? And I said, no, I'm not interested in interviewing for any job.
Here's another rumor. We hear that Spurrier was spurned by Culver House when he was at Tampa Bay.
That's right.
And so it better be a damn good offer if he's going to take the Bucs job.
That's history. That's history, Roy. And certainly when the USFL folded, I would love to have stayed in Tampa and coached the Buccaneers, but everything works out for a purpose, and I had an opportunity to go to Duke University, and those 3 years up there was 3 of the best in my life, and the 6th year have been 6 of the best also.
Sunday Conversation was